Okay, back on a Monday. We are I'll be sharing screen in a second. Just setting the layout up. And my monitor, it seems like 5 to 6 degrees off, and we cannot ignore that. So yep, okay, so we have almost stuff set, and we are good to go. Okay, here we are. Right, okay. Yeah, so today's stream we are looking into two specific things. This will be continuing with the Tweety app that we were building. Another is we will be revamping one of my other applications, tools. It's a collection of web tools. It's nothing. Yeah, I don't know why it came, but I'll have to write it. It should be fine. Tweety Glaze app, and then we have revamping web tools. Continuing. Okay. Yeah, should be fine. Toggle it off. And is it? Yeah, sometimes it makes sense that I share my. I don't think you were able to see my keystrokes, is it? Okay, just turned off. Okay. Yes. Okay, but this one doesn't make much sense to show the keyboard layouts. I'll be showing keystrokes. I think this makes more sense. Position is, yeah, maybe let's see if we can get a report for the same positioning. Okay, so back to Glaze. Over the weekend, I did not do any Glaze apps. Well, I did one. And we have Tweety back. There's a cat break app which is there. So yeah, maybe showcase it a bit later. But then we have this one. I think this can be a fun Raycast extension or fun web app or even this one. But I think for the timing, it makes sense that we use it as a desktop app, and slowly we could expand to other platforms. I don't know how that would go, but just see. So far we have x.com. Okay, enter. Okay, so we could do some. Hmm. I can move it to full screen. That's not a problem. But the drag idea is like we could drag it to a different app, which I did not know. I found it pretty when I was testing it in a different layout. So if okay, I think it broke after. Okay, what does it? This shows the entire image, not this one. So I think it broke after that. So we'll have to make a couple of changes. One is customize. Let's write it down accordingly. I think this keystrokes is pretty annoying at that level. I will just turn it off. I don't. If anyone wants to ask for shortcuts or anything, you can ask in chat. I will reply as soon as I can. Yeah, and then we have URL fetch and stuff that we were like Tweety for the deep link, and then for this one it uses deferral and stuff. And this avatar, it needs to use an avatar. That's a free. Well, it's a freemium service that we could use for the same purpose. So let me just showcase what it does on that. Yeah. So it's like if I do the roof and it fetches the GitHub one, and then if I do Twitter one. If I do Twitch, it will do a Twitch one, which is slightly different from the editor. So I'll mention that it need to do this sort of fetching for it, and it can use JavaScript as well for it, but I think it can use JavaScript, which is fine. And cache control has oh no, I don't want custom fallback. I need cache control, which is this one. Okay. Well, it's maybe a good idea to build an avatar Raycast extension, right? So if I go to store and we don't have, so probably makes more sense to do it this way. Yeah, I think it is good. It even has an entire documentation stuff going on. It can support APIs and stuff and everything. So well, yeah, if someone paid it, it could work fine. So what I'll do is I'll have a background agent work on the same while we are looking into setting it up. So I'll mention the Glaze app, but let's find first the polish stuff that we need to do on this one. So right now, one thing is that the export thing we don't need. Like from UI UX point of view, you paste the link and you immediately don't need that. So right, if you have Command K option, add Command plus K, which has shortcut for all the actions that we can perform when, well, we can use dictation when we have application which is half of the size, or it's the tweet is almost covering the page. Can we make sure the customized menu is hidden and it's shown in a different layout so that it doesn't cut off the main tweet area? Also add option to remove the X logo from the tweet and update it to the bird logo, or also option to remove it completely, and also option to add an icon of user's choice. One more thing I noticed that in customize, the fonts are not exactly working. It's just 3 fonts which make no sense. It does use enter one, but it makes sense. Make sure the font settings are a bit more specific, and it should add support for font size. and then it should also support font which are present in system with proper listing. Yeah, okay. And then there is the bottom export menu should have more layers and better organization. Right now, I see two separate image export options, but it should be within a layer deep and should keep the user preferred at the top level. And then, if user wants to go through other options, they could use Command K, and then drag option should be also present there, but use icons for it and make it small dock bar. And I see two containers for the same, so can you make sure there's one container and it looks more uh, natural to the dock feeling? Yeah, okay, it's pretty big one for a prompt, but okay. So okay, I did forgot to add the X one, which is fine, but I will be handing off. You can see how it works. Till then, I will just, yeah, this probably makes more sense to have it. Let's see. Okay, they also support threads, which is fairly new, even Substack. Okay, that's great. Mm, Okay, so cursor is here, and now Tweety wheel polish drawer and my phone stock. Okay, that's a good start, I would say. Uh, but okay. Any specific points of friction that we let it work in the background, but till then we'll start with full screen. Compare it. It's Glaze. This one. We are the only ghost he doesn't respect the macOS appearance, which is fine. One of them is like this one is fine with here, but when it's full screen, it should show something here as sort of logo or little something, which I can work on. Did the screen share get? No, no, okay. I'm fairly new to the restream setup and stuff, and I'm not into streaming every day, but now I am, so I'm learning on the go. Please bear with me. And yes, one thing is that we don't need all these actions up top, and we also don't need a lot of things going on here. So could just remove it, and it does have support for basic stuff, which is fine. But customize this one, I don't like the idea much. So we would be probably removing that, and instead we could have more idea on how to do it in a way where these docs for the export are present, and when we don't have rest of the thing as command K as possible. And of course, we need to add the profile photo fetching logic from one avatar. So that's there. Okay. Anything else is just pending? I think it does support the media part, which is good. Uh, that's why I tested this one. Uh, Oh, for the Glaze app, I'll see what I can do. I think someone in the stream before, but yeah. I think I'll try. It's the onboarding is going on, but it's bit. Yeah, it takes time. It's very in the beta. But yeah, I'll see if I can get you. Loved your feedback for V2. It was pretty detailed and nice. Okay, I'll take a note of it. Just a second. Yeah. Well, apps is fine. Feedback, I think you would provide a pretty good value. So yeah, let's see. Uh, where did the agent go? Okay, this Tweety logo doesn't look that great in the glass one, maybe. Okay, needs to be a bit single one. There's a lot of tasks created, export doc and stuff. Yeah, okay. Let it build that one till then. Let me figure out the UX part, which seems a bit friction right now. And yeah, one more thing is that we have a way to open this with deep link. So I am trying to test it. I think it does allow it, but I don't know if Mac OS defaults would come in between to open that one. So I don't know where to test this. Probably. Oh, I have another app called Pain, which is doing the same thing. So I do like the idea of frameless. This is okay. It did the job. So it from the top part, you are able to drag it like this one, which is good. So if I do w.group.pw, it just should open a text. Okay. And I do d. Okay, so shortcuts don't work in this one. Okay, this has a lot of issues. I have to fix them. Okay, I think it did the job. So I'll do the npx this one. And, yeah. Okay, that is reasonable size, and I do open the URL. Okay, it sort of doesn't allow it to work. Okay, so it doesn't do the even HTML thing. Well, in this case, let's try to get the nodes for the same and see if that really works. So if I have a new link and I have 3D link for this, so if I paste 3D link, oh, okay, so it does work, but it doesn't move focus to that app. Okay, that's a well, at least it works, but that's a different issue. Maybe should it focus? Okay, so if I create, okay, if I do any other tweet, okay, this makes sense. So if I do this one and then I open notes and if I okay, so it does work. So this makes sense. Tweety URL scheme seems to work fine. The dog design looks pretty neat, and now we can see the tweet logo there. And then I don't like the blur stuff going on here. The backdrop blur when the side drawer opens seems to blur the header as well from the top. So can you please remove that? And I don't like the blur. You could dim the same, but not blur. Also use for the avatar image of the tweet author and show it. Okay, so well, yeah, this doesn't make sense. So when you are customizing it, it just goes below. This layout doesn't make sense. Why would we do it? Yeah, okay. Let it be on the right side. I don't need the below part, so we'll remove the below one. Yeah, I'll turn off the screen share for a bit. Just a second. Okay, it is a little. I have to do, um, and it has done it. Mhm. It is not fetching the image for some reason. Is it because my handle is broken? Okay, custom TTL requires a pro plan. Okay, that's fine. Can you drop the TTL option from the URL for the image? And in case when the window is getting too small, I think we should not allow the window to get less than half of the actual screen size or the container of the tweet. When clicking on customize button, it should toggle on and off the right slider, and there should be no backdrop at all for the tweet. Instead, it should be centered as is right now, and the background should be dimmed, but not the tweet part. Also, can you make sure whenever the tweet deep link is open, some sort of sound is played, and the customize option should be added more, and the presets right now don't have anything detailed, so can you add more options to it? Okay, there's a couple of feedback that we've got. Okay, custom detail is not added. I think they did mention that in the. Okay, I was trying to find one of the tweets which had more media so we could test it. It clearly, but I think I have one. The one where I need to understand the. Yeah, okay, this one makes sense. Okay, this does. Okay. Right, so this is the one. And I was looking into if the window gets into focus or not, but I think it does get into focus, but there's like a way to handle it within Glaze so that it would get in the focus. So I'm just trying to figure out how we would be doing that. And so far, I'm just waiting on changes. It's built an app again. Mm, Okay. What is going on? Yep. One, while it is still working, let's see if there's any small. Okay, it did. I'll do a reload. I do notice a small weird. This should be okay. Something is going on with the images. We have to fix that. I still don't understand what error it is making. So let's debug. So far, I don't see it. Mm, Okay, we'll just ask the agent to do it. The image of that is still not loading for my user. I'll share you the static one and let's keep it for now, and then we'll use the default response for the author. Yeah, I think this does work fine. Maybe it's this. Okay, they do support both of them. Okay, little bit. Mm, Okay. Everything else seems to work fine, but I'll just have to update these style presets. See in full screen how it goes. And okay, of course, we have for this new link. It did not play a song, but it did focus on. Is that the sound which it plays by the default one? Maybe I think so. That's why it is playing that. Okay, now the image one works as well, and if I do user avatar, this does not. That option doesn't make much sense, but yeah. Okay, this is pretty clean. I copy the image. What? Copy image to. The export options are not working, and in the brand mark, can you remove the user avatar? And also possible, can you add more options to the layout? Like we can change how the author looks, change the display name, and stuff. And since my user is verified, it should have a verified tick mark beside the name, so you could figure out that as well. Yeah, okay, there's something that we need to look into how the verified would work, because I should some of the applications do support that bit. And also the links should have and hashtag should have a different UI. I think if we copy this link, the X one, I think it has a different layout. Maybe we just change how that looks. Okay, one thing I did notice, like for the image attachment, it seems to have added this one. So if I OCR this one, what does it open? Does it open? Open in browser. What it is? I think it did mess up the OCR somehow. So if I have it here, should get it. It should open. I think it's an image part, which is wasn't it? Okay. And yeah, the others one that I was talking about that we would be looking in the live stream was this web tools part. It is working. It is an Astro people. This is another upgrade. I'll do it later. Oh, let's just do it. No, let's just do the dev first and then we can do it later. We have it here. Open on the other browser. Should be good. So this is something that I was working last year. It's just small set of HTML files, which I think were just I needed it for myself, like Markdown editor and stuff. I do have it at w.p, but I think this one is pretty neat and it uses a lot of other things and you can share it and more. And same for the VS Code errors. So you could just copy the VS Code errors in here and then you try to only wrap the spell checker ones. So right now you see there's a linter error. So if I do linter it will only show the lint ones. And then if I remove the lint one and I add the other one, I mean, whatever you add here, it would be filtering that specifically. And then this vtest, it's exactly in the browser. It's just try to write a main function and you have tests. So this is useful like whenever you are coding in pairs and you would want to have sharing, so you could do the same. So this, it's ahead in the roadmap that you could have pair programming and chat and stuff going on, but it's pretty long goal just yet. So I'm just waiting for it. And then this, okay, what is going on here? Okay, if I run on, it does have a ripple one. So if I do, it will show more and more options. If I do like second and I increase the, oh, we don't need that. I think this is doing it. Run. Yeah, just like that. If we run 1 second and we'll move for the third. Yep. Then Regex tester is basic one. It doesn't do much differently, but yeah, it's just basic. So I was trying to have these all inside, which support the URL one, and then they share an output which needs to be a markdown flavor or markdown supported. So then I can use it within the Raycast commands app. So I know there's like dev utils and other stuff which you could open another tab, but this is just like, this is purely web. So if there's a way I could use this one to open the URL param onto this one, but then the purpose would be the same, that you have the exact same thing working with other tools. But my idea is to have somehow this should all happen inside and Raycast extension. So pretty different goal, but yeah, let's see how it goes. Maybe the selection of tools or something. So this, I revamped it to this one with multiple additional supports and things. And the one that I was using and what I found was that there's this domain helper. I saw someone tweet that if there's a way to find the best tweet for so if I do groove, I am tired. Yeah, so this was the one, and anyone who knows him would be able to relate to this. But yeah, there's basically all of these. So if I do groove.cloud, a cloud is a top level domain, right? So it doesn't. Okay, I need to check. So sometimes that's yeah, is a good one. We have John Doe, a pretty rough one to use that. But yeah, it sort of suggests the other ones as well. And yeah, is pretty common ones. There's nothing specifically like different ones about it. Then we have Strudel launcher. It can encode, decode, and it just opens that specific URL, and we can open it inside of Strudel and just play it. It just saves us sometimes for this, but I think this also has the URL state persist inside that. So I was working on them. Then it had a feedback button which open Notion database, but I removed it because I don't think this is being used or will be used. So I'm just tracking it for myself. So I just don't need to have a separate feedback for that. So I just removed it. But yeah, okay. This is the other one. I think we are more focused on this Twitter one because it's working well, hopefully. It does seem to get the verified bay badge manually, which is fine. Maybe I can take a look at what deferral is doing here. Maybe there's like an indirectly x.com. Okay, that it does have. Okay, it does have. So if there's a way we could contribute to this one, saying that you could add support for getting the verified data as, I don't know if there's another object for. But I don't think that that's a standard thing to do, right? We don't have the open graph data which has like verified or something. So I think that makes sense. And he has enough specified for this one, so maybe that also makes sense. Let's see it in the code itself. Because we are using this one, so it needs to be as close as possible to what we are doing. So, but yeah, of course, makes sense. So if I do x.com, it will download the extractor registry. Okay, it's not a lot of them. No. That's video embed. No. I think we can sort of fork it and locally test it how a custom data structure works, and we can tailor it just for Twitter and make it even smaller. But I don't think how it would look for the current one. But I think it's pretty good idea to just see. Hey Arpit, we are building I just saw your chat bit late. Yeah, we are building a Glaze app called Tweety, which is a screenshot for Twitter sort of tool, and it will connect to Raycast somehow. And I'm just figuring out a way to have support for it. So in the last stream, we built it completely for like MVP part, and then we moved to a bit more customization options and other supports. Right now, it has features like it comes with a deep link, and then it gets everything with deferral CLI. So there's this tool by Kipano. This one. Oh, I think I pasted wrong. Yeah, this one. So you can write a specific tweet or something, and it will get the markdown content for it. So right now the issue that I'm seeing is that it gets the tweet correctly and the specific format, which is fine. But then I did notice like it has a lot of small things which come up, like it doesn't show the verified and other things, and then we have extra links for the media which show up, which are not present in the. But of course, they are not present in the tweet, but it sort of shows up. So we'll just fixing that part. Also weird that your notification did not show up to me at all. I don't know. I just checked it again, but yeah. So we were looking at code. I just closed it by mistake. Okay. So this one has, yeah, okay. So there's like specific blogs and post. I think that is getting used for this one. I think it has post of static. I don't think so. There's a static title there. Okay, so it is getting item properties and it's figuring that out. So if we do if I go to inspect and see, no, it doesn't show up. Item. No. That's weird. Metadata, is it? I think this one has the exact content, like has the exact one that we need. Even this one, and there's this okay, there's an evaluable. I still don't know how it still does fetch it. Somehow I'm not getting comments from Twitter, so I have to open the stream there, another window, and then I have to look at the comments. But yeah, it does for Grok. Okay, so I think it does mostly for fetching these. Yeah, so this for this one, I think we have to figure out a way to tools we did continuing with the Glaze app. So if check the parsing for the X response in deferral report. Yeah, I'll have to check that one. Okay. Now let the terminal work fine. But yeah, I think this is still there. If I copy image, it should copy to clipboard. Yeah, it does. Then if I save PNG does save to PNG. Yeah, this one what I was saying. So track to this is pretty useful like when you have. So if I resize it, it should. Yeah, it did not do the resize part. Okay. So that will need to remove. Let's see a couple of themes. I think Twitter one looks fine. I have to manually add the badge. It doesn't make sense, and it is not getting the correct user like the display name. So the parsing needs to be updated. But yeah, I think that's fine. I'll have to take the default parsing logic and try to get it uh, as detailed as possible. I don't think we even need to do the images part from an avatar. It should just use the Twitter image, and I don't think there's structure is getting changed a lot. So I'll try to figure that one out, and we'll have a updated CLI to use. Yeah, it does need to sanitize the URLs, which makes okay. This one is a tweet, main tweet, Twitter. Okay, this one was it. It is site author tweet author. What we are getting. No, we don't want. Is it possible that it is getting comments somehow? Is it? I don't think it's getting comments or anything. So if I paste a comment, I think it should do it that one. Yeah. Okay. So this is post. Okay. Yeah. So it doesn't seem to get it as a separate post. So still need to look into this. Okay, so it is getting it by data test ID. I knew something was there. Okay, so this is data test ID, and if I mean we can get it with we can even get the affiliate one. Okay, I don't think so. We can. There's no way to find that out. Test ID is icon verified. Okay, how many divs are there? It just keeps on going. Trackable is false. I don't see any test item in this one. I think we if even if we get verified icon, that's more than enough. Okay, it does have filters, a filter applied to it, and yeah, I don't think so. We'll be getting that much detail. And for the other part, the content is fine. We don't have to look into that specifically. But yeah, I think those are a few action items for the next one. Yeah, I think I'll be wrapping this up. It's been fun. Have a good time all. Take care. I'll be stopping now. Bye.